bring in John Arquilla. He's a national security and defense expert and a distinguished professor emeritus at the United States Naval Postgraduate School. He also coined the term cyber war. His upcoming book is entitled The Troubled American Way of War, From Hiroshima to the Age of Algorithms. Thank you so much for taking the time. Look, I mean, the point is the same people building the technology are also warning about its risks. Does that make them more trustworthy? What do you think about that and, his plan?
Well, they're certainly qualified to speak to both the opportunities and the risks. And Sam Altman's a very interesting case. A decade ago, he was very, very concerned about safety issues. Now that he's experienced some market pressures, I think he's come around to the idea of moving ahead more quickly. There's a lot of competition. This isn't like early era of industrialization when one or two rail barons controlled massive trackage around the country, or John D. Rockefeller controlled the oil business, and that had to be broken up. There's a very vibrant market, and I think the White House right now is trying to pursue a sort of light touch regulatory policy, but allow the market to innovate and move ahead.
He's just such a central figure in this. And I don't know if you read the New Yorker piece today from Ronan Farrow. I mean, what was your take on it? Because they basically questioned his credibility, his trustworthiness. I mean, look, this is one side, this is one form of journalism. But the main question is he acting in humanity's best interest or in the best interests of OpenAI?
First of all, I think it was a great piece of journalism. This is a very complex character, and I think they captured him very well in the article. In this case, I think we can trust him. This is someone, I've also read his view of industrial policy. There's a lot here that looks like Franklin Delano Roosevelt, not simply a sort of Milton Friedman, let the free market go wherever it's going to go. And I think it will inform and guide a public discourse in the coming years.
A cyber attack, possibly this year, a biological threat, is this real?
Well, these threats are certainly real. Our systems are tremendously vulnerable, and we have all kinds of existence proof of the poor quality of our cybersecurity right now. We do use AI quite a bit. It moves quickly, much faster than a human being could, so our defenses very much depend on AI. But people can use that for attacks on us. As far as the biological threat, what I think that alludes to is the idea of someone getting their hands on a DNA synthesizer and then asking AI to work with it in order to create a pathogen for which we have no vaccines, for example.
Look, I think the danger is clear. Also, the benefit is clear. So with 30 seconds left, you tell me any of the plans that he laid out, whether the fund, the taxes, the work week, will any of that alleviate our concerns?
I think it will cushion the blows of transformation from AI. We are going to face issues of job loss, so there has to be retraining. I think his notions about these tokens where people use them to trade amounts of AI time that they have access to is a very intriguing idea. So there's a lot there to look at in the policy he recommends.
Here's the truth, John. As we answer these questions, as we have these concerns, you're the voice we're turning to. People like you are going to be the individuals, the voices that we need to hear from. So again, you have an open platform to come back on here as there's new developments, and I really, really appreciate you taking the time. John Arquilla, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jesse.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.